The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Sicilian Corner, winner of the Italian Heritage Media Award, with your hosts, Tom Zappola and Mike Lamazzo.
Good morning, everybody. This is Mike Lamazzo, and sitting alongside of me is our producer.
We don't have a special intro for me? Jesus.
You want a special intro?
No.
What do you want to have?
With your hosts,
Yes.
Mike Lamazzo
And David Martinez.
David Martinez.
Yeah, I know, but normally you're not up here.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know something? You're down there and nice, peaceful, quiet.
We got our feet up over there. We eat
you
donuts.
and Chrissy getting along.
I know.
I mean, it's a
normally
wonderful
you're
thing.
back here. I'm lonely.
Yes.
All by
Yes.
myself?
Absolutely. And
miss
that
you.
lovely voice you're hearing, that's the lovely Chrissy Cunningham.
I know. Maybe one day I
Good
could
morning.
sit up there.
You get the intro. He gets nothing. He
like
gets
that.
nothing. No, David, you guys do such a great job helping us out. It's unbelievable. I really appreciate your effort.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sometimes
Thank
it
you so
works.
much. Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah, we do this every week, and, it works about 5 or 6 times a year. That's okay.
Hey, listen, we got a good show coming up today. When we come back from our first break, we're going to bring in Ted Tomasone. Tomasone, and he's got a huge parade going on in the North End this weekend on Sunday. So if you have kids, it's free. It's going to be quite the event, and this is the 50th year that they're doing this. So
Really?
yeah. So it should be a pretty good take. I from what I'm hearing, it's supposed to. I mean, some of the bands that are going to be in it are going to be huge. But we'll talk to Ted when we come back. Chrissy, I want to ask you, this time of the year in Australia, the weather's getting warmer, right? You're summertime?
Where are we now? December? Oh, yeah. It's definitely summertime. I was just trying to guess how hot it would be right now. I feel like, she's going to be nice and warm.
How do you get in the mood for Christmas?
We're just used to it being summer, so you just are in the mood. We don't need snow to get in the mood because we've never had it. So for us, it's second nature. So we...
Yeah,
You
it's
put
normal.
up a Christmas tree?
Heck yeah. We do everything you do. We just don't have snow. We have lots of fake snow.
Now, Australia has spruces that grow. You have trees like...
Yes, thank you. I'm like layman's terms. Oh, a tree? Yes, we have trees.
They have
A spruce.
trees.
I'm not a garden person. I didn't know a spruce. I'm like, what's that? Is that like a
Well, no,
pixie
I
or
mean a
an
regular
elf?
Christmas tree. I thought
Yeah, do you
Yes.
have regular Christmas trees or do you have fake ones?
We have both.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just like us.
Yeah.
the artificial trees. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. The real trees make such a mess in the house.
They do, but they smell so good.
Yeah, they do smell good. They do.
Absolutely.
I will confess, I did use this fake tree. The last few years, I've used a fake one. It's the most gorgeous fake one you ever seen. Like, it's not one of those, like, nasty looking, like, super cheap plasticky ones. It looks, even the ends of whatever the material, whatever plastic, highly flammable stuff it's probably made out of.
Yeah.
All the ends are frayed, and they've frosted them slightly. And
Oh,
it
nice.
looks very close to
See?
being a real tree
Good.
without being a real tree.
I just want to say, Chrissy, while we're talking for a second, that I had a male come up to me on Sunday and wanted to know if you look as good as you sound. So you're getting to have a fan club.
Wow, thank you. The answer is she looks better than she sounds.
There you go.
I want to thank everybody that listens to our show who showed up on Sunday at Grazi's restaurant in Drake It. It was a huge, huge crowd.
I heard.
And it was so nice meeting people. You know, it's just shaking hands and saying hello to everybody. Marianne was right on top of things.
Nice.
People were just going absolutely crazy. We had one of the people that were there, one of the guests, he invited like 20 or 22 of his friends. Wow. They had 2 big tables side by side.
Nice.
And they were buying books. And they were buying books to go for Christmas presents for Marianne.
Nice.
So, it was exciting to see all of this going on.
How did the folks at Grazi receive the event? Were they pretty excited?
Well, it was 1 to 3, and they were lined up at 12:30.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's good.
And Mike and Cindy went out of their way to make things as comfortable could be. But Mary Ann was in her element, and you know something? She's extremely comfortable, whether in front of a camera or talking to people or whatever the case might be. Now, Chrissy, this Saturday from 11 to 2, we're going to be at the Tuscan Market. And Mary Ann's going to be there featuring her book also. And we're looking forward to a big crowd. Those of you who could not get a book on Sunday because we ran out, you know, now's your chance.
So you ran out of books.
11 to 2.
That's awesome.
And Joe Comforti is going to be our host. People, you know, this guy kills me. He really does. He really kills me. He stands there. He gets in the middle of everything that's going on. And he's got the personality that you have to love. You know, he's just warm.
Right.
And he greets everybody like he don't know you, Chrissy, say.
Yeah.
And you'll walk in and he'll go up to you and he'll say a couple of words, maybe in Italian to you. And you're going to turn around and say, Jesus, is this the owner? And everybody that walks into the market, because that's his territory, he's the wine director, and he just plays up to people. The old ladies come in, and they talk to him in Italian. He gives them a kiss. You have to watch this guy in action. He's like silk. He's like smooth, smooth, smooth. Joe Farrow doesn't stand a chance next to Comforti. I mean, this guy, he's got it down pat.
Yeah. And no, he's good. We haven't had him on in a little while. We've had him on.
We need to get, everybody's so busy.
Yeah.
This time of the year to try and get people to come on,
It's hard.
It's extremely tough, but we need to get Comforti on.
Yeah, maybe after the new year.
Awesome.
I gave Joe Farrow 4 dates for November.
You pick, right?
Pick anything. Nothing worked.
Yeah.
Between travel, between, you know, doing this and doing that. It's just, I don't know how personally.
He's a little busy.
I've known Joe since he was just a little kid. He'd come over and use the pool at my house. And I've known his mother and father for, gosh, I don't know how long. And everything that's going on in his life, the development, I mean, this is the development of Rockingham Park or Tuscan Village right now. I believe it's the biggest development, single development going on in the state of New Hampshire.
Oh, I believe that.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
There's a hospital over there now.
I don't know how. If you just drive down 28 and you look at the cranes that are working, there's like 5 or 6 cranes on that property about building all over the.
Amazing.
Speaking of that property, I just want to say we were at Mass General a couple of weeks ago for Barbara, and it was just to get a consult. Boy, oh boy, I have to tell you, that Mass General and Brigham's facility is state of the art, and it's a compliment. You know, we have the Lawrence General Hospital, we have the Holy Family. Now you have Mass General and Brigham's. I mean, we're fortunate, and you don't have to drive into Boston. You're going to get the same treatment right here. So, you know something? That speaks volumes. But I was starting to tell you about the gentleman who went. He come up to me. He shook my hand. He said, "I listen to you guys every week." He says, "And I don't know how you put up with Tommy." That bothered me. I said, "No, he's not that bad." He said, "Really?" Yeah. I said, "No, he's not." He says, "Do you like chocolate limoncello?" And to be honest with you guys, I have never had chocolate
with
limoncello. Huh?
Yeah, no.
I would ask that though. Was it chocolate with lemon or was it the chocolate? So a friend of mine's mother.
I haven't opened it. He referred to it as chocolate limoncello.
He said, okay.
He says, I live right down the hill from here. He says, you're going to be here for a while. He says, I want to run down and go get a bottle out of my freezer for you and Mary Ann. So he came back, and I thought that was, the man went out of his way.
Yeah.
He had guests at his table.
Nice.
And you know something? I'm dying to open it. We'll probably open it for Christmas Eve.
I'll be curious whether it's chocolate.
Yeah,
with
we'll
lemon.
have a good time with it. Nice. I had a very pleasant experience at the Encore. This started about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I just want to say and I know everybody out there listening to us, customer service. You know, most people don't even know how to say it, never mind do it. And that's why here on the Sicilian Corner, we promote Haverhill Beef, the Butcher Boy. They're smaller operations. They're not 128,000 square foot market. The one thing that they excel in, and there's many things that they excel in, but the one thing that really stands up above, what is it, David?
Customer service.
Absolutely. I worked for the DeMoulas family, now Market Basket, for many, many years. And the one thing I prided myself on, and basically it was because of the background that I had working at the Butcher Boy during high school and for a year or two after I got married. And to me, I want somebody to come in the store, know my name. If you got a special event coming up, you want a crown roast of pork. How do I prepare it? You know, what do I put on it to make it look nice? And they sit there and they explain to you. I love that. I love to be recognized. You walk into a restaurant, somebody looks at you, the owner will come up to you, the maitre d'. Hi, David, how are you today? Hi, Mrs. Martinez, how are you? It makes you feel a little bit special.
Yeah, it makes you feel valued, right?
Absolutely. So let me get back to the Encore.
Yeah.
This was something that, believe it or not, and I don't get embarrassed very often, but I was embarrassed about this.
Really?
Yeah. I screwed up big time. I was playing a machine, Chrissy, and I was doing pretty good. You know, I think I've said before in the year, I use $200 in the afternoon. That's my seed money. I put it in the machine, and I keep that slip with me unless I go broke, unless I lose the $200. But this way here, I know exactly whether I'm up, whether I'm down. If I lose everything, I'm down 200.
Right.
No big deal. Go up to the room. The room is a freebie. It's worth $449. So I use $200 in the afternoon, $200 at night after dinner. Worst case scenario, if I lose it in the first half an hour, 45 minutes, I call up. I'll go to the spa. I'll spend a lot of money to get a massage, but I'm not putting it in a freaking machine. This is what happens. So I'm playing. I wasn't there very long, but the machine was what they call loose. It was paying out pretty good.
Okay.
And I took that $200 and I have it up to $748. That's pretty good because the machine I play is a $1 machine, but the max is a $3 bet.
Okay.
All of a sudden, the machine goes crazy, makes all kinds of noise, bada bing, bada boom, bada bang, bada bing. And I hit really good. My second biggest hit of this year.
Really?
Wow.
And I have about 15, 20 people standing around me looking to see what the heck is going on. The woman comes over. I give her my ID. I tell her, take the taxes out. She comes back. I says, please don't count it. I don't want people to see her count the money in front of me.
Yeah, right.
Put it in an envelope. What happened was I got so excited that I forgot about the $748 that I had in the machine. And I got up and I left. I walked toward the elevators. I was probably gone 3 or 4 minutes. I remembered me. I'm dashing back to go to the machine, and lo and behold, it's gone.
Wow.
I felt so stupid. I said, you know something, I'm not even going to tell anybody.
Yeah,
I'll
you were embarrassed.
I'll eat the
You were
700
embarrassed,
bucks.
right?
Too late
'Cause,
now.
you know, I have a thing called pride.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, me, am I losing it? I got a birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. Am I losing it? I know I'm getting older. But I said, no, I'm going to follow up. So I asked for security.
Did you really?
Guy comes over. I had taken a picture when I won the money they were going to pay me, and it was substantial.
Right.
But it also showed the $748 that I had on the machine. I had a picture of it.
Right.
So I told security, I said, I've got a picture. He said, beautiful. Anyway, he says, we're going to follow up on this. You'll hear from me within the next 48 hours. Within 48 hours, they called. They had an ID picture of the woman who cashed my slip. They had her address. They were going to her house. They went to her house. She wouldn't answer the door. They finally got in touch with her. They bringing her to court. She never showed up, so now they had to get a subpoena. But anyway, through this whole process, 4 or 5 weeks, Encore Security has been getting in touch with me every 3-4 days saying, we're working on it. We just want you to know. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, I got a call the other day saying, we got your money for you. All you have to do is come in and get it.
No way.
But I just want to say, customer service. That was my point to all of this.
Because they could have easily just said, it's gone, buddy. Just relax. You screwed up. Right?
Embarrassed. Totally. Totally. I said, I can't tell anybody. Mm-hmm. I can't. But I did. I'm glad I did because that was substantial.
Let's take a break.
Why don't we I got a good idea.
What?
Let's take a break.
Brilliant. And
Beautiful. We'll be right back, everybody.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
Looking for that something special? All of us here at the Sicilian Corner suggest trying Ristorante Uno, located at 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. For the most exquisite dining experience in an intimate setting that serves authentic regional Italian cuisine and features old country service. Try Ristorante Uno. Did we mention their award-winning wine cellar? Ristorante Uno, 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. Call 617-573-9406 for reservations. That's 617-573-9406. Tell them the boys from the Sicilian Corner sent you.
Today, Lawrence General Hospital has affiliations with leading Boston academic medical centers. Top specialists from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts Medical Center work with our local doctors to bring world-class care close to home. Today, amazing partnerships are happening at Lawrence General Hospital. To learn more, visit lawrencegeneral.org/today.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine is pleased to announce the opening of their American College of Radiology accredited MRI unit at their location at 16 Pelham Road in Salem, New Hampshire. So now, in addition to receiving the best orthopedic care in the Merrimack Valley, as well as physical and occupational therapy at Optima Sports Therapy and Rehab, you can also have your MRI, all in one convenient location. The doctors and staff of Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine have been dedicated to providing outstanding medical care to the Merrimack Valley in southern New Hampshire since 1984. Located on Route 97, just off Exit 2 from Route 93 North, on the second floor of the Workout Club of Salem. You deserve the best care, and that's exactly what you'll get from the board-certified surgeons at Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine. Please call 603-898-2244 to schedule an appointment.
A loyal sponsor for the Sicilian Corner is Hilton Oil Company. Hilton Oil has been located right across from the South Lawrence Common since 1932 at 101 South Union Street. Hilton Oil Company specializes in 24-hour burner service, oil deliveries, including automatic deliveries, serving all the Merrimack Valley area, plus portions of southern New Hampshire. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Hilton's state-of-the-art service station. Remember, Hilton's is also a Mass State inspection station. Hilton Oil Company, 101 South Union Street in Lawrence. Call 978-687-9793.
This is Cindy,
and Mike Kunstler,
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
In addition to the spectacular views overlooking the golf course, we have an incredible new chef, Oscar Figueroa.
We still have all the favorites, but Oscar has created a lot of excitement with his new specials.
Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Sicilian Corner. We have a guest coming on with us, David. Yeah. He's a gentleman that is associated with the North End Athletic Association, and they're going to have their 50th anniversary Christmas parade coming up this Sunday. And to join us on the phone right now, we have Ted Tomasone. How are you, Ted? Can you hear me?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Don't get so excited, Ted. I want you to relax a little bit, sit back.
Oh, I'm relaxed.
All right. I don't want you to get too keyed up over here. I'm only kidding.
You guys will fire me up, but thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Tell our listeners what's going on in the North End.
Well, the North End Athletic Association is a 62-year-old athletic organization which handles mostly all the athletic programs in the North End, and I was a participant as a young boy. So I've been a member of that organization now as president and so forth, director of Little League and everything, for over 55 years.
Oh, wow.
So a little over 50 years ago, I started a Christmas parade. I thought it'd be nice. I was born and raised in the North End, although I don't live there anymore. I like to believe in giving back to whence I came, and I decided to start a parade. And I started one year with one convertible. It was a red convertible, and we went through the streets wishing everybody. I thought it'd be nice wishing everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And from that, I kept adding on every year, and then eventually we have Santa Claus coming in now every year by helicopter for the children and people. It's not only for the North End, it's for anybody. Everybody's welcome to come. It was originally for the North End people, the children and the families of the North End.
Santa Claus is going to land in Christopher Columbus Park, is he?
That's correct, on Atlantic Avenue.
Wow.
That's correct. At 12:30 on Sunday. Rain or shine, we're going.
Okay. That was my next question. So rain or shine. Okay. How many participants do you have in your parade this year? I know when you started it, you only had one convertible. What do you got this year?
I have 400 participants. I have Miss Massachusetts, who is Scarlett Ramirez from Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I have the Aleppo Shriners, all the units coming down. I have marching bands, and I have Wally and Cussy from the Red Sox, Blades from the Boston Bruins, characters coming down. It should be fun. And I've always felt it's not for me. It gives me joy in doing this, but it's for the children and the families to see Santa come in. And, we have some singers coming on, some Sinatra singers, some carolers singing, and,
nice.
And they'll be on some flatbed trucks. And then once Santa lands and he greets all the children for a half hour, then we'll go through the streets of the North End. And that's about it.
Next year, Ted, I'd like you to think about, you were talking to our producer on the phone earlier, and she has a group called the Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells.
Oh, I love that.
Jingle Bells, yeah. And she entertains. She goes into different restaurants in the area here. She's quite good. Maybe next year you could put the ladies on the on
We'll
a float.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll book them now.
There you go.
Well, now
Well,
she perks up.
Yeah.
Now
You realize this is recorded, right? I have you on recording
okay.
now, sir.
I'm from the old school. My word's my bond. So if I tell you we'll do it, we'll do it.
Awesome.
Hey, Ted, I have a question. In this day and age of the pandemic and coming out of the pandemic, there's all kinds of challenges running an event like this. What are some of the challenges that you had to pull this off?
Well, I think going back, trying to get people to come down and participate in the parade, and then once we got that, setting the perimeters of the parade and the parking. As you know, the North End is very narrow.
Yes.
And there's not much spaces there. So trying to maneuver everything, and with the help of the Boston Police Department and the mayor's office, I think we'll get it. And those are some of the challenges. But prior to that, with the pandemic, like you said, it was getting people to come in, and obviously we had to cancel a couple of 1 or 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And but we're back. We were back last year, and we're ready to go. I mean, I can't control the weather, but we're hoping rain or shine, we're going. It's a lot of work, but it gives me great satisfaction. I had my friends from the North End who helped me volunteer to do this. So it's fine.
How many volunteers do you have, Ted?
Right now we're up to about 30.
Wow. That's
good.
You need people to do all kinds of different things, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. I have there'll be at different stations during the parade route. I have somebody handling all the convertible cars that'll be down there with different people being in a heavy Consul General Whitley in Boston coming. So he'll be in a convertible with his wife and children. And we have some elected officials like the mayor of Boston will be there. I think she'll be walking for a while. So things like that. But
Nice.
the main purpose. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, you brought up the mayor of Boston. I've never met the young lady, but I have to say, just watching everything that goes on in the city, she's at every single event. And I think she's going to be a real plus to the city of Boston. I really do, because she's really involved.
I hope she is.
Well,
I think the person that really loved the city, God, too bad he passed away. Tommy Menino was a great mayor. Tommy Menino was a great mayor. Really, truly loved the city, and he was a big help to us. And I'm sure Michelle will be the same. I hope.
When you leave Christopher Columbus Park, where's your route go to?
It will go down Atlantic Avenue onto Commercial, taking a left on North Street.
Okay.
And then we go down Lewis Street. It's a long route. It's about an hour and a half parade route.
Wow, really?
Really? That's long.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Takes about an hour and a half. But it's fun.
You brought up the...
I walk.
Do you really? Good for you.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
walk the route. Yeah.
I think that, people are looking for a reason to get out with their families and being able to do something in the fresh air. I
think too, Ted and Mike, I have found people, when they come up to events like this, they want to get out because they're tired of not being able to get out. People are anxious to get out and do things.
For somebody,
it's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah,
it's funny you mentioned that because once the parade starts, we find families walking with their children, whether it be with baby carriage, and so they're walking with the parade.
Nice.
I find that great. I really enjoy that.
You have a couple of societies marching with you too, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm glad you brought that up. The St. Anthony Society, St. Lucy Society, the Madonna del Corso, which is the Fisherman's Feast.
Yep.
Nice.
And there's one other one which escapes me right now. St. Joseph. I'm sorry, I got a St. Joseph Society. Those are the four. They were all invited. We got 4 responses, and they're attending as well.
No, that's terrific. That's terrific, and you're going to have some major bodies. That parade is going to be extended out quite a way.
Yeah, that's true.
And
you're
marching
right. So we're
bands.
try to keep it.
And who do you have
we're
for the
going to try to
marching
keep
band?
it compact. Say that again. I'm sorry.
The marching bands. Who do you have?
I have Woburn High School Marching Band, Danvers High School Marching Band. I have a band that's been with us for a long time called the Boston Firemen's Band. They're not from the Boston area, but they're from the North Shore.
Nice.
Ah, Well, for people that are not familiar with the Christopher Columbus Park area next to the Marriott, where would
That's correct.
Where would you suggest people park? Everybody knocks Boston because it's so expensive to bring your car in. If they drive in,
they happen to be right. Yeah, they're right. They're not going to get. I don't believe meet and mates work on Sundays, but I think that there is a parking lot on Commercial Street, which is about a block away from the parade. I don't know how expensive it is, but it's on Commercial Street. I don't know the name of the lot, but it's on Commercial. The winery restaurant used to be there. It's now a big parking lot.
Yeah. I know exactly where you are, but I mean that's like $30 usually on the weekend. It's expensive. It's expensive, but it sounds like you're going to have a wonderful time.
Absolutely.
You get people into the Christmas spirit, and something. You mentioned something about Wally from the Red Sox. Then you mentioned, was it Tessie? Who's Tessie?
Tessie must be it's either his friend or his girlfriend. I don't know.
I think it's his girlfriend.
Is that his Gumari?
Yeah, it's his Gumari. Yep, absolutely.
No, I don't know
I never heard that. I never heard that. I
thought
Wally.
this was a clean show.
No, I think they're close. I think they're very, very close. Let's just put it that way.
Well,
what do you think, Ted?
Yeah, I think you're right.
She's a very good friend.
They're very close.
They're
very good friend
very
with
good
benefits.
friends.
Yes, that's a good way to do it, Ted. They're very good friends.
So listen, in closing, what do you want to tell our Sicilian Corner listeners?
I'd like to invite everybody down on Sunday, December 11th. Santa Claus will be landing at the Christopher Columbus Park at 12:30, and then for about 35 minutes, he's going to greet all the children, and then he's going to get on a convertible or SUV and go through the streets of the North End with our parade. And everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a North Ender. You don't have to be Italian. They're all welcome to come down.
Excellent.
And hopefully we'll have a good time. Enjoy the day.
Wow.
And I want to thank you. I want to thank you people, you guys there and you ladies for having me on. It was very nice of you to do that.
You know something? Pam Donnarumma comes on this show occasionally, and she speaks very, very, very highly of you. And a friend of Pam is a friend of ours, that's for sure, right, David?
Well, Pam, I knew Pam's mother and father. I will tell you this. I believe, are you a sports talk show host too?
No, Tom Zappler, my partner.
Okay.
He's written a couple of books on sports, on baseball.
Because my real name is Robert. You forgot to ask me that. My real name is Robert, but they call me Teddy.
Ah, okay. So what's the story behind that? Why do they call you Teddy?
What's the story there?
Well, growing up in the North End, we all had nicknames, and at 7 years old, my friends nicknamed me Teddy because of my love and admiration for Ted Williams. So that's it.
Excellent.
The Splendid Splinter.
That's right. And I told them I loved them when I met them. Anyway,
hey, I have one question for you, and I don't know if you're going to have the answer to this, but you said you were brought up in the North End and using Christopher Columbus Park as your point of embarkation. The trellis at Christopher Columbus Park, how many blue lights do you think they have on that trellis? Probably about 40, 50,000.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
The color
that's
blue.
a nice organization that does that every year.
Yeah. Chrissy, you have something to say?
Oh, no, I was just wondering. I was waiting to see how many he thought was on there.
How many, I didn't hear what you said. I was yakking away. What was your number?
I was going to say 40,000, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I never thought. That's pretty good. I would say 40, 50.
40 is a good number.
I've seen it, and it's hard to say, but I'd hate to be the person that has to take them down afterwards, that's for sure. Because it's going to be cold.
Yeah. It is.
Hey, thank you very much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you for having me on, and thank you and thank all the listeners. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks,
and
Teddy.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you, guys. Buon Natale.
Buon Natale.
Absolutely.
Right.
Take care.
Brilliant.
That sounds
Parades
like
are
a good time.
No, but I really think people are itching to get out and do things.
I do.
I'm definitely seeing and sensing the desire to say, screw it, let's get out. We got to live our lives.
I think that's why Halloween was so. And Halloween is not my favorite holiday or event or whatever you want to call it. It's not a holiday, but I don't really get too excited about Halloween. I never could understand it, even as a kid.
Really? So you were no fun as a kid. Good. That's good to know.
I had fun as a
I feel like it's like he would be exactly this, just a smaller version. 10-year-old in his khakis and his smart polos.
Yeah. Little Alex.
Great hair.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little shrunken version.
The one thing that I did like about Halloween was
What's that?
I lived across the street from the Veterans Housing Complex in Lawrence. And there were like 500 families on both sides, a big, huge area, but no stairs. My whole neighborhood was triple-deckers, two-deckers, triple-deckers, two-deckers. So if you wanted to go trick-or-treat, you had to run up a lot of stairs. Here, you had like 8, maybe 6 houses in what I call a row. Or you could just walk up 2 steps. You had 2 houses right there. You'd go out with a sheet case, the pillowcase. You could fill that thing up. God, you'd have to go back to the house, drop it off, and then go pot 2. But it was unbelievable. But I never really got into it. I talked about service, and I mentioned Butcher Boy, and I mentioned Haverhill Beef. And right now, you're running out of time to order. What are you having for Christmas dinner?
I don't know yet. We're still trying to figure out where we're going to be. I think my family's Christmas, and maybe we can talk about this as a group too, but my family's Christmas as a family is Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So I'm working that day, and then we do a quick 4 or 5 hour hit. It's fast, and we just eat some really finger foodish kind of things. And then the next day, pre-COVID, we were doing celebrations at my wife's family. Pre-COVID. 10 years ago.
PC.
We were doing
PC.
we were doing Christmas Day celebration at my brother-in-law's house. And so that's been now 3 years. And then so they've gotten older, and their kids have had kids, and they've gotten older, so they're now kind of doing other things.
That's what happens.
So Christmas Day, I think we're just going to go to our daughter's house, and we're going to she's going to make, I think she said she was going to make a turkey, I thought. But she's going to make some food, and we'll hopefully if everyone's healthy, we'll have a good day.
From someone who worked retail for his whole life.
Yeah, you worked all the time.
I strongly suggest putting your orders in now.
Yes, especially now because of the COVID thing. Everything's limited.
Absolutely, and you're really running. You got probably another week before you can order. So if you want to order something, please call the Butcher Boy, call Haverhill Beef, but make sure you put your order in. And I know at the Butcher Boy, the roast of choice, it's not my favorite, but it's the tenderloin roast.
Okay.
The one thing about it is it's so fast. You can cook it so fast. You don't tie up your oven for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's not like
because you cook at a high heat. You're going to sear it at 500 degrees, turn the temperature down at 375. If you've got a 5 or 6 pound tenderloin roast, the thing is done within an hour. I mean, really, it's crazy. I like a rib. You give me a Delmonico roast or a rib roast, which is the same thing, one bone, one without. To me, flavor-wise.
Do they dress it at all, or is it just here's the roast, you do pepper, salt, oil, and go?
That's all.
That's all you need, right?
You don't need sauces. People, I'm going to put sauce. You don't want sauce. Let it speak for itself. You don't need nothing. Let the meat talk to you and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. At the Butcher Boy, they specialize in crown roast of pork. And if you want an eye stopper, something that really gets people's attention, you get a crown roast of pork. It could be between 12 and 16 ribs, where they feather the bone. You take the meat off the top of the bones all the way around, and you get some colored tinfoil, and you put tinfoil on top of it. Now you have a crown roast that's shaped oval like this, a round rather, and then you make some stuffing. Some people use rice with meat. You can use almost anything you want, but if you want something that's going to cause people to stand up and take a picture, crown roast of pork. I used to love making those in the stores, but it's
Google that.
right now. Just make sure, make sure you order now, so you don't get shut out.
Yeah, you need to make your calls now, right? And find out.
Tell them what size you want. They'll ask you for your telephone number and something. This way here, you're guaranteed you're going to be golden.
Well, we're what, 2
You
weeks
want to take
out?
a break?
We're 2 weeks out. We got a couple more minutes, but we're 2 weeks out. I mean, you got to do it now. So what is your traditional, Chrissy, back home?
Oh, I was going to say, I don't really have one here yet. I'm still establishing myself here.
Yes.
But back home, It would normally be me. So we do that. We would do an on year and an off year, right? So 1 year everyone goes to the in-laws. The following year everyone comes to ours, right? Because most people are married off, have partners, things. So on the off year it would be me and my late husband. Sometimes we would go with family. A couple of times we live near Melbourne, which is one of our major cities. It's in Victoria in Australia. And 1 year we treated ourselves. It was ridiculously expensive, like $300 or something for a big Christmas buffet at some fancy hotel. Mm-hmm. But it was in the most decadent thing you've ever seen. So that was nice because the year before we were the time before that we were on our own, and we said, let's just do a nice barbecue. It's summer, right? So we barbecue shrimp on the barbie. It's actually prawns in Australia, but we won't get into that today.
Yeah.
But yes, lots of seafood. We tried to make it fancy, and then we sort of said, well, once we'd actually cooked and eaten, we're like, well, now what? Because all the family, obviously, they're all at their own places, and it didn't feel like Christmas. So that's why we went into the city another time to be with other people that were enjoying Christmas and see all the decorations and everything. Otherwise, everyone would come to my house. If it was our year, I was I even got told that recently. I went home and they said, we really miss you at Christmas, especially because we're very hungry. I would cook 2 to 3 different types of meat, 1 million sides, and for most of the time, for every adult that attended, there would be almost an equal amount of dessert. So my mother told me last time I went home and I saw her, and she goes, I do Christmas now. She goes, I'm going to do 3 desserts. That's it.
That's it.
Because I would have, if you like pudding, I'm doing a pudding. But if David likes a cake, then I'm going to do the cake that David likes. And if somebody else likes shortbread, then I'm making shortbread. Because I want everyone, it's Christmas. I want you to have what you want to have. And everyone has different tastes. So I'd be cooking my butt off for.
When we first got married, we'd probably be between 26 and 28 of us for a sit-down dinner.
Good Lord.
Unfortunately, through the years, we've lost so many members. It's not quite the same.
Yeah.
It's a whole different, because who gets divorced, they got to go to this one's house, and everybody's leaving, they're eating, they're leaving, they're coming.
Yeah, because everyone's trying to please everybody.
Everybody's trying to please everybody. Back in the day, we didn't have any of that. People would come to your house.
It's too stressful now.
But my point to all of this is, Lucille and I, we very, very seldom talk during the course of preparing the meal. Mm-hmm. Very seldom. My nieces, Joanna Marie, used to get the biggest boot out of it. I'd be in charge of the roast and all the big stuff. And she would look at me, and I'd nod my head. That meant the water's boiling and put the pasta in. And everything was no communication whatsoever. It was just a nod of the head. And we just would, we'd go from the soup or the antipasto, and, it was 6 courses. And the roast beef, I used to put it on a cutting board. I'd sit it up in on my board. I'd stand there. If Chrissy came up to me and says, I'll take a half an inch, but I'd like it, on the well-done side. Mm-hmm. I'd cut it from the back end of it.
Yeah.
And I would cut, then somebody like Ricky Wixon, who's married to one of my nieces, you got to take a piece about an inch. I'll take a piece about an inch. I want it rare. But everybody had their own choice, so you try to please everybody. A lot of people don't like the fat, so that's why a tenderloin roast makes your life a lot easier. But if you're going to say to me, what roast would you buy?
Yeah.
It would be definitely a rib roast. Absolutely rib roast.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a break.
We're going to take another break?
We're going to take another one.
Where's time going?
It goes by fast.
We're going to talk about traditions when we get back.
Tradition.
Take care. We'll be right back.
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with the great Italian cuisine, Capri's seaside Italian kitchen and pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibes Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites, and the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lamazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once, and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at NorthshorePavilion.com.
And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler.
Owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
In addition to the spectacular views overlooking the golf course, we have an incredible new chef, Oscar Figueroa.
We still have all the favorites, but Oscar has created a lot of excitement with his new specials.
Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery, tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Sicilian Corner. David,
yes.
It's a pleasure having you sitting up here.
Mike, it's been a joy. It really has.
Did we even reference what Tom was?
We were talking.
No, I don't think
we got sick of him. We kicked him off the show.
We were talking earlier about Christmas trees.
Yes.
I sold Christmas trees.
You did not. Did
I
you
swear
really?
to God. Yeah, for about
Were
5.
you the guy in the trailer? You go into the trailer and then you come out when someone comes out and you try to sell them and.
No, I had a matter of fact, right directly across the street from us. That's where the Butcher Boy was.
Yeah, that's right. Right over here.
The lot on the same side of the street that we're on.
Yep.
That's where Butcher Boy owned it, and that's where we'd get the trees, and we'd sell trees there.
Nice.
So on Thursdays and Fridays, I'd get out of Central Catholic, walk down Auburn Street, get on the bus, take the bus up here to Salem, New Hampshire. It was like going like to Winnipesaukee to me.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just you. And of course, Route 28 was only one lane north, one lane south. It was totally different than what it is right now. And it was mostly all farms. But on Thursdays, Fridays, and of course Saturdays and Sundays, I worked for the Butcher Boy. But during the season, I used to sell Christmas trees. And I worked with Kenny Amin, and I learned how to price them. How to shave the back end off them to make them clean, put them through the roper, the whole.
So you guys did the whole deal back then. Now they don't do any of that stuff.
And we had some beautiful, beautiful trees. And when I got thrown out of Central Catholic and I went to Lawrence High, I got elected to be vice president of my class, and I ended up being on a lot of different committees, like the prom committee, Christmas tree committee, the whole freaking 9 yards. Anything that would get me out of class.
Yeah.
I was
you
there.
were in.
I was there. So I kind of weaved myself or wormed myself into a position where I agreed that I would go and get the Christmas trees for all 4 classes, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior.
Nice.
So on Tuesdays, I would get in my car, drive up this is like 2 weeks before Christmas.
Right.
I would drive up to the Butcher Boy, go in, say hello to everybody, have a cup of coffee, shoot the breeze, walk across the street, pick out the tree for the freshman class. make sure it was a perfect specimen, shave it, make the whole 9 yards. Eventually, put it in my. I had a 57.5 Mercury Monterey. What a beautiful car that was. I was 15.5 when I bought that car. I couldn't drive it for 6 months. It killed me. So I used to get the tree, put a blanket on top of the roof, put the tree on top, and then tie it. Then bring it back to school, take my time, bring it into the auditorium, fluff it up, and all this stuff. It would take the whole day. On Wednesday, I'd do the exact same thing. This time, it was a sophomore tree, et cetera, till we got to the senior tree. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was playing Christmas tree. I was no class, none whatsoever. Then the following week, because we let it stand over the weekend, open up, then I was on the decorating committee. So that took another 2 days.
2 days, right?
Oh, you kidding
20
me?
minutes. It should have taken you 20 minutes, kid.
It used to smell so nice. You'd get in your,
yeah, they did.
The balsam, and you could meet more people, and people loved it. I mean, everybody was usually in a good mood. Had a 55-gallon drum, so when you shaved the tree and you made it, fresh again, you would throw all that wood in there. So you always had a fire going.
Yeah.
And the whole area but that's like vivid in my head. I mean, I remember that like it was yesterday. And I loved doing it. I'd be out there on a Saturday. I'd be out there for 12 hours in the cold. No trailer baloney.
What?
We used to have a half an hour for lunch and a half an hour for supper. That was it.
Didn't they get you
Warm
hot
up
chocolate
real quick.
Any hot chocolate or anything?
Well,
little rum in there?
something. A lot of people were bringing stuff in.
Yeah.
And my boss was always good to make sure that, we had something with us to keep it nice and hot. And but just memory. Yeah. The other thing that I miss, I don't know, I know there's quite a few years between you and I.
Yeah.
The Christmas Club books.
Oh, my God.
Did you?
I didn't do that. They probably faded right around the time I started banking. But
yeah.
I do remember people talking about them. Someone was just talking about them a couple weeks ago, actually.
Really?
Yeah. You get it at the beginning of the year, right? And you make
and you
payments,
put money away for that specific reason to buy Christmas gifts with it. But the banks would offer you all kinds of incentives, Chrissy. I remember there was one bank, they offered a token, and it was a wooden token. And if you opened up a Christmas Club book, it was worth 25 cents. So they'd put 25 cents in your Christmas Club account.
Yeah.
Whoa!
That's incentive.
It was that to me, and having a bank book that was made out of paper, a book.
Yeah.
Never mind getting a statement or going online and taking. You get so excited, I mean, as a kid, I'd do anything to hustle.
Yeah.
I love money. I just did.
Yeah.
And I'd do anything to make it. I'd wash cars. I delivered milk. I was in the 6th grade. We had a milk company called Glenny's that was in North Andover. And the milkman, we had a lot of 3 families and 2 families in my property and around us. And he would pick me up at 5:30 in the morning. I'd throw my newspaper bag with me because I had newspapers after school. And I'd go out and I'd run up and down those three deckers and drop the milk off. And he'd bring me down to the John Breen Grammar School, and I'd be hanging out. You know how you could hang out the doors? And I used to think I was so cool. And he'd give me the half pints of, and I'm sure some of our listeners remember, there'd be strawberry or chocolate. And the guys would come running over, and I'd have like 5 or 6 bottles and tossing them out to them. And it was just a lot of fun. But made a few bucks there. The paper route I had was a big route. I made a few bucks there. And I could go down to the Tribune on Essex Street and pay my bill. And the next thing I wanted to do was go into the bank and put money in that bank. And when I got a full page, I was so excited. It was like freaking Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I got a full book, I was really pumped up.
Yeah.
And
it's just an additional way to save money for the holiday, right?
I never asked my dad for a dime. Never asked him for a dime because I always had money in my pocket. And I think that was a good thing to get in the habit of doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
earn your own money.
Yeah.
Earn your own way.
Chrissy, I just wanted to mention to you, we're talking about bank books, and this is coming to my mind. I was working at the Demoulas up in Nashua on Daniel Webster Highway, and I opened up an account there because it was convenient for me. I'm in the play. I don't know how long I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
But I was there. And when I went to make a deposit, when I got paid, they made a mistake, and they added 6 zeros to my account.
Woo!
They gave me $1 million in my passbook.
You should have taken it out immediately. Disappeared.
Well, I didn't. I just took it, put it in my pocket, and came home, and I put it on top of the bureau. Lucille happened to see it. She says, "What in the world is it?" The next thing you know, I'm getting phone calls from Nashua Trust. That was the bank. We need to get that book back. We need to rectify it. I says, "Well, it's not convenient for me." I'm giving them we need to get the book back. But I had this book. I says, "I'll tell you what, you can stamp the book, saying that it's dead, but I want to keep the book." And I had that book for...
Did you really?
I don't know how many freaking years. I just love looking at it in the 6 zeros. Listen, we got to wind things up. It's been a pleasure sitting here and having fun. And Tommy, I miss you, brother. And next week we'll be back and things get back to normal. David, thank you very much.
You bet.
Have a wonderful, wonderful week, everybody. Take care.
Peace out.
Audio Jungle.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.